With us now, Andrea Stricker is the Deputy Director of the Non-Proliferation and Biodefence Programme at the FDD. Thank you very much for being with us, Andrea. And what is the purpose of these last-minute talks? They are very last-minute, after all.
Right. Thank you for having me, Laura. I think what we're seeing here is actually an opening salvo by the Iranians to preempt or evade the return of a second Trump administration's economic and financial sanctions, which really decimated the Iranian regime's economy during the first Trump administration and started to threaten its survival. So the Iranians also understand that their military defenses are hurting following Israel's October strike, which really took out their ability to build new missiles and defend their airspace. So there's a historic window of opportunity for Prime Minister Netanyahu to enlist President Trump in a push to even strike Iran's nuclear sites. So the regime is in a very weak position. Engaging the Europeans in talks is always a safe bet because they want so badly a negotiated solution. But Iran may be dealing with a different Europe this time, one that has actually been pushing for more pressure from a weak Biden administration.
Well, the outgoing President Joe Biden made multiple attempts to reach a deal with the Iranians. I mean, why have they left it so long?
It's a great question. I think Iran decided as soon as Biden was elected to actually expand its nuclear program and use negotiations as a means to evade pressure. So it saw a window to do so under Biden, given his clear desire to restore the 2015 nuclear deal. But this is not anything new. I think Tehran's goal has always been to delay pressure, evade consequences for violating its non-proliferation obligations, and protect the nuclear program for a later date. So even if it has been willing to engage in temporary restraints on its nuclear program, it has never really allowed the UN nuclear watchdog deep access to determine whether a nuclear weapons effort has in fact ended.
And I mentioned some pretty alarming comments from the French President Emmanuel Macron, saying that Iran's nuclear program is nearing the point of no return. The Iranians hotly disputing that. But given the information you have, I mean, just how far advanced is Iran's nuclear program?
Well, Tehran has expanded the program to unprecedented levels under Biden, while really restraining its punches under President Trump. I believe it was actually deterred by the threat of additional penalties. But as Biden negotiated and didn't push back against Iran's advances, it began to pocket those concessions. It now has the ability to make enough enriched uranium for about 16 nuclear weapons in a few months. And it likely could sprint to nuclear weapons within a matter of months. We just don't know on that weaponization timeline. So if Tehran does try to reach a new nuclear deal, we need to make sure that it's a deal that does not allow it to preserve those nuclear capabilities for nuclear extortion at a later date, simply to wait out the Trump team.
Andrea, thank you very much indeed. Andrea Stricker there at the FDD.
Thank you.